Hello and welcome to another episode of the Rookie CEO. Today we are joined by Rachael Bryant from where we are now, your video team.
Yeah, thanks.
Hello, Rachael.
What a snazzy blazer.
I know.
Cheers.
If you are watching on YouTube or even Spotify, check it out.
It's become a bit of an identity thing.
It's
For
blinding.
the audio listeners, we are looking at a white blazer with comic action things.
Yeah.
You're not very audio description, are you?
Yeah. I tell you what, just go on YouTube.
You can also watch on Spotify, by the way.
Watch on Spotify too.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I think Apple Music is coming. Apple
is.
Music,
It
Apple
is.
Podcasts.
Yeah,
yes.
Apple
So you should
Podcasts.
know, you're the expert.
They are, I know, I'm dead excited.
Anyway, in this episode, as per the title, what our parents told us not to do, speak to strangers. Just don't get in their van. I might add that to the title, I don't know. Anyway, yes, you are the expert to that, because why YouTube? Because I subscribe to you guys.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a loyal fan.
You are.
It's just you speaking to strangers
All the time.
all the time.
It's just what I've made my living off now. It's weird, isn't it, to get paid to do exactly what your parents tell you not to.
So where
all
did you
slight defiance.
where did you get this confidence to do that? Where did you...
I would absolutely say there's an element of it down to I was a drama kid, performing arts, so I was quite happy to make a bit of a prat of myself, really. I did lose it for a while, and then I just sort of had to try and get back in touch with myself. And then I also have had coaching and have coaching. So I work with Danny Wallace, who's the Queen Bee in speaking. And yeah, and I just like people. It's about relationships for me. It's not necessarily the speaking to strangers. I'm just like, hi, who are you? What do you do? Why?
Do you just enjoy getting to know people? Because I know my partner James, he just loves finding out every weird detail about someone. And like I turn around and he's having this philosophical chat with someone he's just met, and I'm like, I can barely say hello to a stranger. How are you now finding about their past trauma over there?
Yeah, I always joke and say I'm paid to be nosy. The weird thing about it, though, is I won't necessarily approach someone. So when we go to events and we take our portable podcast studio, I send Ben out to go find people. And he's like, hey, you look cool, want to be on a podcast? He'll go do that random bit, drag them back to me, and then I will do the conversational
need a
bit.
wingman.
Yeah, I absolutely have a wingman.
Okay.
All the time. If I walk into a room and Ben's not there, I just walk in circles because he's like, it's just not there.
So do you think, because I feel like I'm sometimes quite guilty of this, do you feel like this is like showman version of Rachael with a microphone in her hand? That's like you dialed up to 11 basically, and you're just ready to go. But do you feel like without a microphone in your hand, without a spotlight, without a banner behind you, do you think you would lose some confidence?
I don't think I would lose the confidence once the conversation is going. I think as you do with childhood, you have those little voices of friends and family that have made comments to you in your life, and so that part of me still gets stuck sometimes. So to walk into a room and think, oh, I've got to go and say hello to someone is really hard. But once I'm talking, like if someone approached me, I'm like, I'm all in, let's go for this, like I'm about to find out your life story. So I'm good for that, but it is that initial, oh my God, I have to say hello first. That I still find quite difficult.
Yeah, I'm not good with that. I stopped going to certain networking events if it was no structure, because I need a structure to follow, because then I'm better off on one-to-one or small group conversations than I am just walking into a group of people and trying to find someone to talk to. So if there's no structure where I can sit down and have a conversation with people or be put into a group where I'm forced to talk to people, I could just go to an event and not speak to anyone that I didn't know, which is pointless.
Yeah.
It's why I love speaking as well, like on stages and things, because obviously someone will introduce you or put you out there. And at that point, you've said something on stage that then people want to find out more about you. So they'll come to me, and then I'm a master at turning it on them, which I try not to do when I'm the guest on the podcast and be like, tell me your life story.
Yeah. Weirdly, that's actually the Rookie CEO event that we do each month. Weirdly, that's kind of how it started as well, of all the other things, is that I knew I wasn't talking to enough people, and I knew the only way to make me do that was to be the host, where I'm thrust into a position where I can't avoid people.
Yeah.
And I think when you're hosting something, people automatically gravitate to you because they want to introduce themselves because you're the host. So it's almost like I forced myself into a corner. So it's like, no, you're going to have to talk to these people now.
That's it. And I bet when people see like the rookie CEO and things like that, they walk up to you and be like, oh, hi, Heather. Oh, hi, Sam. Like, you know, and so immediately that first step, that first hurdle is already done for you. It is why we shout so loud and make ourselves known so much, so that we don't have to do the first step. We're like, what? You don't know us. It's a bit. There's that arrogance.
I do make that.
Like,
I do make that as a joke. If I'm networking and they've not heard of the rookie CEO or Fuzzy Logic, I said to them, like, when did you step out of your cave?
That's it.
But, like, they probably take it the wrong way. But I think sometimes you need to jump out your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Like, when you're growing a business, you have to. Like, I was stuck in my comfort zone being employed for about 4 years at Amazon. And I was happy, but I reached a point where I was like, nothing is challenging me right now. Mm-hmm. But to grow your business, you have to completely, because you're going to be asking for invoices. You're going to be asking for, like, when invoices are late, you have to have those awkward conversations. Otherwise, you can't make any money.
Yeah.
So having a conversation with a stranger is like nothing compared, I don't think.
Well, it's quite interesting. I mean, I've spoken to a lot of people who run businesses. A lot of people start their business journeys because they were thrust into it through redundancy or unexpected career change or something. So we've all started, a lot of us have started this being uncomfortable. So we've already done the hard part, starting it. So it's like we always need to get through, and then it's the next hurdle of public speaking. Or
I think we're all fully aware that first impressions matter.
Yeah.
And people go, oh, what do I say? Because they're going to remember this moment. I'm like, they're not. They're just not. They will all live in their own, we're all our own main character in our own movie. Yeah. It doesn't matter what you say. As long as you're not too much of an knobber end about it, you're fine.
Absolutely. I mean, Ben's first question to most people is, what's your favourite cheese? Because I think it's so obscure. People are like, did you just, brie? What? Like, but immediately everyone's like, okay, well, you're the weirdest one, so I'm fine now. Like, and it's so easy because he's like, hi, I'm Ben. We're like, what's your favourite cheese? And people are like, what?
I actually asked on a previous episode, if you had to go to France, would you travel by train, car, or would you fly?
So at the end of each episode, Heather asks
a
a random question.
You're right.
Yeah.
I like
used to use that as a conversation starter.
I like it.
And now you're the weird one.
Because I personally, depending on where I'm going, would use the car, or if I was going like maybe deep South France, I'd fly. So it really varies. It opens up a lot of convo, because then they could say, I'm going on holiday next week actually, which I guess actually she was going on holiday.
Yeah, and it gets away from the whole political side as well.
Oh yeah.
I've been to an event before, and I won't mention the name. I've only been to one of their events because I found it is so overwhelming. But so many of the conversations were so political. Mm-hmm. And you think, I'm not right here. This isn't my vibe.
I love those sorts of conversations. But what I won't do is give mine, my opinion. Because the problem with some of those situations is that people have such a strong opinion, they want to force it on you. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm all for the conversation. I'm all for it to get quite deep and heated, potentially. But not when you're forcing your opinion on me, because you don't know the reasons behind why. Every opinion is a lived experience. So I will ask the question, I want to know, why are you voting for this party? Why not that party? Why this party? All those things I want to know. But I want to know because of your experiences, because it doesn't mean you're right or you're wrong. It's your lived experience, because in your world you are right. But potentially my world you're wrong, and I'm not going to, if you're one of those that's like, rah, I'm like, oh, I'm not telling you.
So how do you avoid, if you were asking those questions and I was asking those questions back at you, how do you avoid that? I'm quite diplomatic in sort of saying, well, I'm still listening to who's out there, what's going on. I'd love to hear your opinion on why you're voting for who you're voting, but I am going to listen to some more opinions, because that is also the truth. Yeah. Again, I also don't vote in some of the elections, because I either don't agree with anyone strong enough to vote. And again, I know how much that riles some people up of like, do you know what women suffered to get you the vote? And I'm like, I am aware. I did it in history. I did a GCSE in it. But as much as we have the right to, we also
you have the right not to. Right?
Exactly.
So I have the right, it's, yeah.
Look at me standing.
I could do it.
Business is booming. We've hit another contact milestone. Had to add another team member and suddenly... surprise! More charges. Fuzzy logic. Unlimited users, unlimited contacts. One flat price. Because growing your team shouldn't feel like a punishment. Oh, careful! £99 plus VAT per month. All in. fuzzylogic.systems.
Have you ever, when you've been doing public speaking, I know some people will kind of push for questions to be asked, but separately, private, or come find me. And some people like to open it up to the forum and have it. But I think it's the nervousness of what if someone asks me a question in front of all these people, and not because I don't know, but it goes out of my head and I can't answer and I look silly. How do you approach it? Do you ask for questions there and then, or do you kind of push people to come and find you?
No, I'll answer there and then, but I'm very honest and say we all have our specialities, right? So if someone came to me and said, hey, like, what camera would you advise to shoot your podcast? I go, I tell you what, have a chat with me, how you're shooting it. Or in fact, here's Ben's tag, go and ask him, because that's his technical side of you. Like, I'm not the expert in everything podcasting. I'm the expert in the conversational side of it, and what you can do with it and how you can repurpose it. But the expert isn't the actual equipment. Like Ben says, oh, can I leave you at the studio? If these, I'll be like, nope, don't do that to me. Please don't do that. Like, he leaves me with a big red flashy button. I'm like, I don't know what to do with that. So it's not my forte.
Yeah, because I think it is that case of people are so worried what people are going to think of them, and maybe they're not going to agree with the answers they've given, but I mean, that's your opinion. You've given your opinion, isn't it? So it's such a hard one to not know.
We don't work with anyone solely because of the product or service they give you. It's the person that gives you it.
Yeah.
You're a videographer, we're videographers, we can do, we have cross talents in what we can offer as a skill set. If you don't like me, that's okay.
Yeah.
And we do recommend, we go speak to Sam, he's really good at this, and go speak to these people, they specialise in that. It's fine not to use us. And it's fine that we're not your people. And in fact, that's why you should show up as you show up, as you, and want to be seen. Because ultimately, if you then take on a client who is so regimented, like if I had someone who was like, I need to speak to you every other day at this specific time, I'd be like, I'm not the partner for you. Like, I can't tell you my diary. It switches, it swaps from week to week. So I don't have a 9 to 5 job. That's not where I'm at.
This is you being authentic is attracting the people you want to work with 100%. And how do you, because I've never seen you network. I don't think I've ever bumped into you networking. You're either normally with Ben recording podcast stuff, or you're, I don't know, a mum.
Yes, I am that too. How do I network? Or
like what's your sort of, do you have an approach? Do you have a system?
I think mine is listening. So I do a lot of networking, and I hate if you're that person that has to, because a lot of them still involve the 60 seconds, right? No matter what networking you're part of. And I absolutely hate going first, because I will listen to what people around the room say.
Yeah.
And then my 60 seconds is moulded to, you said this problem, I can fix that through video. You said this problem, I can fix that through this. So I actually listen to the people in the room, and sometimes I'll be like, do you know you said this and you said that, and da-da, because my 60 seconds is about relationship. Me standing there and going, you need a podcast because it's going to do this, this and this. Most people will go, I'm not into a podcast. I don't think, so I'm not going to sell the right thing.
I hate going first too.
Yeah.
I love going last. Have you been to a Synergy event?
I haven't. I've paid to go to 2 and just didn't put them in the diary. So
you can talk, but you're not organised.
Organised chaos, right? Like, I'm organised for everybody else.
But they're very similar, where like you go around the table of like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And people, and she always go, the more experienced ones start first, and then everyone looks at me because everyone knows I'm out and about. I'm like, no, I want to know about you guys first. But how do you say that without sounding weird? What's your foot size? Tell me.
And I'm very much just by character. I am very outspoken, and Sam will testify to that. But it's because I observe, and then I will be outspoken. I wouldn't just go into a situation and be outspoken. I kind of like digest what's going on around me, and then I'm quite outspoken. Like, I'm not afraid to say what I think, but it's always normally because I'm sat observing and listening. And I think that in itself can be a skill sometimes, because you've got some people and it's like they want to be the loudest people in the room, but they're not actually saying much of any value. Whereas you've got people that are kind of a bit more reserved, and then they speak, and then when they speak, they actually like listen to everyone.
Yeah.
Because I like even little things like remembering that you've already met someone. I hate it if you go to an event and someone reintroduces themselves and you have to awkwardly be like, "Oh, we've already met."
Yeah.
But automatically, that person is a bit like, "Oh, well, you obviously didn't really value me because you didn't even know you remember." You don't have to remember their name,
No.
but you just have to acknowledge the fact that you have met this person before.
I normally do the, we've met, right? I normally do that when I'm not 100% sure. Hey, have you heard of IT Managed Services? They're an IT support service based in Kent.
Yeah, I've been with them for over a year now. I love being able to just call them at any point and they take over my computer and fix the issue so much quicker than spending hours on Google.
Why have you kept that to yourself all this time? Right, I need to sign up to these guys. What's their website?
It's it-ms.co.uk or you can call 01634 218 362.
I'm Miranda Priestley. See, last year I interviewed 266 people. So that's a hell of a lot of people to try and
Where'd
remember.
you write this down? Like one of those links clickers.
That's, yeah, every time. That's how many. There's a minimum of 266 interviews on our YouTube channel because we post them all for people to get them out there. But Ben's like, I'm like Miranda Priestley, and Ben's like my PA that comes behind me and goes, "This is Heather. She's from the Rookie CEO. This is what," and I go, "Thanks. Hi, lovely to see you again." Like that. If I'm on my own, I'm like, "Oh my god."
So what did you do before this?
Immediately, or do you want the like?
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell, so I was a beauty therapist, a police officer, done lots of hospitality, and right prior to this, I was a restaurant manager.
So you were speaking to strangers constantly?
All the time.
Do you know what?
I
It's
see.
funny because I used to, I was a fully qualified hairdresser and I worked in London and in different salons. And I actually say that was probably the best training I had for running a business, even though I was employed, because I was constantly put in awkward or difficult conversations with clients that were being difficult or didn't want to pay bills. I was constantly having to make conversation with strangers. And I think that's why I'm better one-to-one, or then, because it was same with beauty treatments. You're normally one-to-one with these people, and that's when you can really like start chatting with them. Whereas I wasn't kind of corporate from the start, where you are a bit more like office environment where you go and talk to everyone. So I do think if you've had a public-facing job before of starting a business, it's so helpful for people's skills.
And do you know what? It came up the other day with Ben and I, because we've done a lot of travelling of the country lately, so lots of services. And something that was really sad, and I took a photo and said, I'll do a post on that, and just haven't got around to it, was that all the takeaway places, your Subway, even your Starbucks, KFC, everything like that, all are now computerised iPads that you order from.
Yeah.
And Subway even had all their, normally you see all the food, that's all blanked out now. So even to think now as a kid, like I wouldn't let my kids go and work in a restaurant for customer services because they don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
You order off your phone because you scan the QR code. Like that's not going to give you the skills you need to be out in the world.
Right, yeah.
Like,
I
it's
noticed that
really
about
scary.
Subway, and I was like, oh, it threw me right off, because normally when I go to Subway, I like will decide as I'm going, because I'm like, oh, that looks quite nice, now maybe I want that. And then I went in and it was all blocked off, and I was like, what the heck is going on
you don't know
here?
what you're doing.
I'm pretty sure I always order, and have done for years, the Philly cheesesteak. But I don't know it's called that because I've always just picked the ingredients on the way. But when I actually saw it and had to pick something from the machine the other day, I was like, that is my order. It's got a real name. It's not just the Rachel.
I do find that weird. And same with Witherspoons, right? Because everyone just, you walk in, you scan the QR code, you go in, you order, blah, blah, blah. And the other day I went to Witherspoons, and the whoever was giving us our food, like, I don't know, I just sparked a conversation with them. And they were like, oh, he's trying to talk to me now. And it's like, but that's what customer service is.
Retail's probably the only one I would say you're really going to get customer service. And even that with your self-checkouts and things like that.
But they're
now
given
still-
KPIs, don't they, to speak to strangers as they walk in most of the time.
Yeah.
If you walk into Currys, you can't be in there for more than 10 seconds without being hassled about a fridge.
Well, I worked on the beauty counters, and we were targeted on, it's called traffic stopping. You have to come out from your counter and stop a certain amount of strangers every day to get them onto your counter if you're not busy. But you if you're working in Sainsbury's, they're not really going to be encourage you to talk to strangers. They're just doing stack the shelf and be polite and friendly. If someone asks for help, but they're not trying to upsell you anything really.
No, and that's the trap that people fall into at expos and conferences, right? They stick the table in front of them, and now that table's basically a wall. So we will never have a table at an expo because I'm like, I want people to come into my space, and I'm going to come out in yours. yeah, I am like, and I'm going to come out and bring you in my space as well. Like those sorts of things is thinking that. So
you mentioned very early on the episode that you have a coach. Is that right? You have
Yes.
someone. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think a great way to end this is what you get out of your coach. Would you advise people to have a coach? What do you look for in a coach, and what kind of advice you could give? Because I've got a communication coach as well. I do find, even though I knew I could talk beforehand, it's given me some more confidence. It's given me realization that basically before I saw this coach, when I had a microphone in my hand, this weird showman fuzz just came out, and it wasn't me. So, same with you. What's your experience with all this?
Well, I was always a wing it and win kind of thing, except I didn't realise how little I was winning. So our coach, Danny, has kind of installed in us about like actually planning your talks much more. What's the call to actions? What's the journey they're going on? So she's definitely installed that side of things. Showing up as ourselves as well, standing on the stage as you, not as who you think you should be. But I have different coaches for different things. So Danny's my speaking coach. I've got Joe Simpson, who is our financial coach, and yeah, we've had different coaches as well. Like we had Andrew and Pete from Atomic. They were our business coaches for a period of time. So we do coaching depending on what is needed in the business or in us at the time. I've worked with Katie Hill about my own personal development coach as well. I did.
And how do you find these people?
Networking, conferences. Well, I met Andrew and Pete at Atomicon a couple of years ago. From that, Danny was speaking there and Katie Hill were both speaking there. So I approached them and was like, what do you do? How can I get involved? And I mean, I've known Danny now for nearly 2 years, and we've been to her events. We support anything on socials, not necessarily by a monetary value, by supporting likes, shares, anything that we can do just to get her out there so that she sees the value we have. And then she says, yes, we are a fit together.
Yeah.
Because again, the same thing is with your coaching as with your clients. There's no point, like I've had a coach before who doesn't understand a neurodivergent brain that 1 second's like, yeah, what was I saying?
Yeah.
So can keep me on track, whereas they now get my spicy brain and can sort of go, okay, this is where she's at. And so immediately that relationship's there. So understanding the coach that you're going for and having and knowing your right work in other ways first before diving in 2 feet and going, you're the coach for me, because they just might not be.
So what was you like before your coach, your speaking coach?
It was very, like I say, wing it and hope for the best. And it's worked in the sense of it's got my name out there, but it was never got us any sales.
Last question for me before your weird question. Are you thinking of it? Have you thought of it? Done. Okay. A lot of people don't know when to invest in a coach. I know they might need to, but they're thinking, right, I want to have this amount in my bank before I do, or I want to get to this point in my business before I do. What was your take on that? Did you invest in a coach when you probably couldn't even afford to, or did you wait to
Yeah, we've invested in every coach we've ever invested in. We've invested in before we've felt we've got the money there. Like it'd be nice to go, yeah, here's the 20k you're probably going to pay them for the year, but I haven't got that to hand right now. How can I make that work? But I could guarantee you that every time that within 2 to 3 months that money has made itself back and more, because we've had a structure put in place, a process. We're actually telling people who we are, all those things that we thought we were doing well. And we were doing well. Like none of them have ever gone, you're rubbish. Like they've gone, you're good, just tweak here, add this, and then what's your call to action?
Yeah, just package it up a different way.
Yeah. So what's the journey? Always what's the journey? And then worked out what we had been missing by not having that coach, we went, oh God, actually, I've probably lost more money not having them
Yeah.
than I've lost getting them.
No, I get it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
sure. Okay, to end then, my weird and wacky question. Say you're sitting there on a Saturday night and you fancy a snack and you haven't got it in. Is your first, other supermarkets are available, is your first thought to go to big Tesco's or little Tesco's?
Little Tesco, but they're right next door.
Okay. So what if you didn't have a little Tesco's with you?
So I suppose if I was...
Like if you had the choice, they're both equal distances, would you go to the big one or the little one?
This is so weird.
And do you know what? I think I'd still go to the little one.
Yeah, because for me, if I only want one thing, I find it so irritating having to walk around the big shop to find what I need.
Well, how many times have you been shopping for one thing, come out with a trolley?
Well, this is it. Yeah, what would you do?
This is the weirdest question I've ever
I get it. It's the best question.
Obviously, yeah, always little Tesco's. Always. Big Tesco's is so overwhelming. And again, it sounds going to sound so egotistic. Our nearest Tesco's is in middle of Medway. It's in Gillingham. I've not been to that Tesco's around at least.
Your biggest one is Sheerness, you know.
Oh, I'm not. No, I'm not going over there.
I'm not doing the
sorry.
fridge.
There's about equal distance, I guess. But I've not walked into that shop without about 3 people coming up to me and knowing who I am. And I'm not leaving. Normally, when I leave the house, I haven't got a fuzzy gear on. Normally, I've got sick down me.
We have
not
very
from
different
me,
issues.
from my
Mine
new
is
baby.
there's 25% off on F&F and I'm going to spend a fortune. I'm coming out of a new outfit, an air fryer.
I just want people seeing the
forgetting
real
the
me.
things.
I want people seeing dad me with like sick on me and stuff. And my flip flops.
Okay, well, there you go. If you could leave me in the comments, are you a big Tesco's or a little Tesco? Or big Sainsbury's, little Sainsbury's? Do you have an Aldi
Only on
too?
Tesco's. If they can sponsor us, that'd be great.
yeah.
Right.
It's like BGT.
The end of these episodes are getting weirder and weirder. I'm so sorry, guys. But thank you so much for sticking with us. And we'll see you again next week for another episode of The Rookie CEO.
Thank you. Bye.